for John Dramani Mahama ene otutu a say enye asem ketwa ano edin ye papa just say all of a sudden na John Dramani Mahama take this decision dey I just say asem wo papa na ni nyina ene say ene eye John Dramani Mahama ene tia yansa e kan say eye Chief Justice e friend eye Gertrude Torkornoo eye dey John Dramani Mahama actually letter e dey amano a just say wasake no every office wa pam no say a just say enya asem ketwa na eno eye news yi epi abontin ena nkofo bebre ebisa se ede ben adekudi apotin ben pa ena Chief Justice eye ya enam so ama John Dramani Mahama actually tintintin ede ama no nkofo bebre entom ase ene ye nimdie news ya fato ye ho so se ebebiodue mu ya kope eye ensem no from A to Z enema enam so ema eye John Dramani Mahama etusa na munyi no eno ene akopa ede ebronti se onto ho ase ewo kwan a John Dramani Mahama efa so ede etu anase o desake eye Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo ene ede ebronti meso so betam chuku na onyanto base na edo over enensem mu na wetimati ase from starting to the end enema Gertrude Torkornoo eye a enam so ama ene okakopie bibia opie no ene ede ebronti tentem so yenko na yenkoti nsem mu chemu.
There's breaking news coming through from the presidency. The president has removed Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo as Chief Justice following a petition that was presented to his office. For more on this breaking news, I've been joined in studio by Fred Tete Javano, my colleague here in the newsroom. Fred, so this has been a long trajectory, culminating today. Even today, this morning, there was some information from the presidency relating to the work of the committee that was set up. And now, a few hours later, we are receiving this information that she has been removed. What more do we know?
Yes, so the Chief Justice, as you rightly said, has been removed from office. This morning, the committee, which was set up, the Article 146 committee, which was set up to look into the petitions which were brought against the Chief Justice, presented the work of one of the petitions. We are told that there were 3 petitions which were presented to the president. The president forwarded them to the Council of State as required by the Constitution 146. The Council of State looked into it, found a prima facie case against the Chief Justice, and then went back to the president, indicating or telling the president of the fact that they had established a prima facie case. And per the Constitution, Article 146, the president was obliged to set up a committee to look into the petitions which were brought to him with regards to the Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo SacKed. What we are told now is that this morning the committee presented the work to the president, and it took about an hour and a half or 2 hours. The president has now issued a statement. The presidency has issued a statement relieving the Chief Justice of her duties as Chief Justice.
So let me just read that statement that was issued by the Minister in charge of Government Communications, Felix Kwatiofosu, and it says, Chief Justice Gertrude SacKed Torkornoo from office. So President Mahama removes Chief Justice Gertrude SacKed Torkornoo from office. President John Dramani Mahama has, in accordance with Article 1469 of the 1992 Constitution, removed the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude SacKed Torkornoo from office with immediate effect. This follows receipt of the report of the committee constituted under Article 1466 to inquire into a petition submitted by a Ghanaian citizen, Mr. Daniel Ofori. After considering the petition and the evidence, the committee found that the grounds of stated misbehavior under Article 1461 had been established and recommended her for removal from office. Under Article 1469, the President is required to act in accordance with the committee's recommendation. Signed, Felix Kwatiofosu, MP, spokesperson to the President, Minister, Government Communications. So that is a statement that has come through, Fred. So, from what we know, there were like 3 petitions that were brought against her, right?
Exactly, there were 3 petitions that were brought against her.
And what the committee is saying is that this is just one of 3.
This is just one of 3. They had to put on hold the second one because the petitioner and the Chief Justice asked for some time for to do some work around it. So they did that, but they worked on the first one, which they presented to the president. And don't forget that even before the committee got to this point, there had been a lot of legal battles over this particular petition, and the committee set up to investigate and look into this matter. You would recall that the first one came when the president then forwarded the petition to the Council of State. You would recall a member of parliament who went to court challenging that particular process. One, indicating that he believed the president needed to establish a prima facie himself. Also, he believed that the Chief Justice at the time needed to respond to the petition before the prima facie case is established. So he went to court. Before the court could hear this particular matter, the president decided to forward those petitions to the Chief Justice for her response. She responded to that matter, and then the committee was established. When the committee was established, in the process or in the work of the committee, the Chief Justice herself, on a number of occasions, I think 2 times, went to court to challenge the work of that particular committee. It was her case that she felt that she was unfairly treated, she was not being given a fair hearing, and she wanted the court to establish that the work of the committee should be declared as null and void because it went against the Constitution and also went against her human rights. That particular case at the Supreme Court was dismissed. Following that case, the Chief Justice then headed to the High Court for a judicial review. That judicial review was also dismissed by the High Court. The Chief Justice further went to the ECOWAS Court to continue to seek what she believed was justice, but that hasn't gotten anywhere till the President himself today has relieved her of her duties. Chief Justice Torkornoo, as we recall, was sworn into office on June 12, 2023, following the retirement of the then Chief Justice, Justice Enin Yeboah. After the retirement of Justice Enin Yeboah, the Chief Justice took the position as Chief Justice. After taking the position as Chief Justice, she had faced a number of allegations and accusations from different people, especially people within the National Democratic Congress, as to the way she was handling some of the cases. You would recall that at a point, the NDC, some leaders of the NDC, pointed out that she was being biased towards them. In the case of the presidential petition, where she was a panel member, even at the point in time, some members of the NDC accused her of always being biased against their lawyer, Chachu Chikata. That issue went over and over. The presidential petition was decided on by the justices in favor of then President Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
And she was president of the panel?
No, she was not president of the panel.
But she was a member of it?
She was a member of the panel. She was a member of the panel. Following that, she was made Chief Justice.
Oh, okay. She became Chief Justice after the petition. Fred, you have known her during your coverage of the court. You have interacted with her. You've dealt with her. What kind of person was she, based on what you know?
Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo is one person who never hid or ran away from the law. She'd always, the famous saying, the law is the law. Anytime she went to give judgments, she would always tell you that I am going strictly by the law. She's one who never shied away about speaking about what she felt on issues. She's one of the few Chief Justice who really engaged the media. So as Chief Justice from 2023 to 2025, I can say she engaged the media about 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Which was unprecedented.
On record?
On record.
Okay.
On record. The off-record ones were different, but on record, where she met the press and spoke about so many things, reforms, spoke about some cases, spoke about what she intended to do her plan as Chief Justice. So she was one who was very engaging with the media. There are people within the judicial service who also raise concerns, about administrative posture within the judicial service. There were others who thought she was doing well with the administration of the judicial service. There are others who believe that she could have done better. In terms of engaging with users of the court, the Chief Justice was one who could appear at the court complex unannounced, just to go and see for herself what was happening around. So yes, she was one who was quite engaging, quite different from the Chief Justices we have seen in the past.
So this is a major issue, Fred. Perhaps this will be the first time a Chief Justice is removed. I'm not sure for a recent past, but perhaps since '92, since we returned to democracy, this is the first time a Chief Justice has been removed. But the arguments have always been there. So the MPP members are accusing the president of bias, and that he's doing whatever he's doing because they didn't like the Chief Justice. But you see NDC people say that they have stuck to the process and gone through the proper procedure. It has been a long process coming to where they have gotten to. There have been challenges and all of that culminating in today. Now, before Felix Kwachiofosu issued that statement, the chairman of the committee, Gabriel Scott Parman, his lordship, who chaired that particular panel, led his panel members